Okay, next question is from Shelby. Shelby, I love your communication, your questions, your just the energy you put into what we're doing. It's really exciting for me, and it is very much appreciated. Thank you on behalf of the group for your input, and on behalf of our movement as well. Thank you. Okay, so Shelby asks, how do you enjoy being in people's company? I know that sounds anal. I love people too, but it takes so much energy to sit there and listen when I love my alone time too. Okay, so this is a great question, and what I want to say about this initially is to kind of set some starting parameters on what I'm actually talking about in relation to this question. So yes, I love people. And yes, I love my alone time as well. And as introverts, we're all INFJs and INFPs here. As introverts, we actually need the alone time in order to recharge. So if you feel that you are not able to, that you don't have the energy or the capacity to engage with people, and that you need more of your alone time, then that usually means that you need to rest more. So instead of just getting into a habit of avoiding people, let's learn what proactive resting means. So whenever you feel like you don't want to be around people, or you feel like, it takes a lot of energy to just sit there and listen, that usually means a couple of things. Either you truly need to rest, your brain capacity needs to regenerate, or you are in situations where you are not actually engaged with the conversation. So when you're not engaged with the conversation, it can feel like you're just an outsider and it doesn't matter if you're there. And I'd like to ask you if that's the case when you're having these conversations. Are you in that space without your point of view perhaps being valued, or you feeling like it's not being valued? Or do you feel like you can't assert your own point of view in that situation? Because if it's either one of those, then the problem isn't the people, then the problem is how you interact with the people. So ask yourself those questions and let me know on that, because that might actually help me answer this in a little bit more deep detail. But also, if it is that you feel like you have the right to assert your voice, your point of view, and if you feel like you are allowed to fully express yourself and be there, and you have the capacity to do that, then it might just be a question of you're tired. You need to get some rest. So the proactive way of resting is not to distract yourself, not to go and be alone somewhere and then distract yourself with stuff. It's to actually go and lie down, actually go and get some sleep. Because especially for introverts, if our brains are stimulated too much, if there's too much coming at us, we start to move from the prefrontal cortex, which is like the thinking brain, into like the amygdala, or the what's called like the emotional brain near the brainstem. And if there's all the time this stuff coming at us, and we're not able to engage with it in a way that makes sense, that our prefrontal cortex is engaged with it, then what happens is that we start slipping into the survival mode, into the amygdala and that survival brain, and then we get into this drive situation where we can't be around that. And in those cases, you just need to go and find a safe space and go to sleep for a bit so you can reset your brain. Another thing that you can do in those situations is just observe yourself. Are you actually breathing properly? Are you holding your breath in the space with other people? Holding your breath is also a real indication that your survival brain is engaged. So if you can't take like really big breaths in situations like that, that might be what's going on. You might have an amygdala hijack in your hands. So you need to rest, you need to excuse yourself from that situation and go and get some engagement with your thinking brain again. Okay, I'd love to hear, Shelby, how that goes for you. Let me know.